So the goal of these music vlogs that I'm making is to document my music creation process. And my current goal right now is to have an album's worth of music, to release an album essentially before August 2026. Now, why such a long timeline? Well, right now my music project is relegated to my weekends and not full-time during the weekend, since I have a full-time job and I don't want to do like 20 more hours during the weekend and completely burn myself out, so I'm stretching it out. And it's advancing bit by bit, and it's forcing me to approach music in a different way, since I can't just obsess with it and continuously iterate day by day on certain things. So I have to sort of focus a bunch of mojo and energy during like those 4 or 5 hours chunks during the weekend, and to try and make progress. And the way I work is non-linear, as in I'm not going to focus on one song and finish it from start to end and mix it and export it and it's done. No, I'm working on sort of holistically on everything at once, little bit by little bit, on the stuff that inspires me the most. Sometimes when I come down Saturday morning, I know exactly what I want to do because it's been looping in my head all week. Sometimes I don't know quite what I want to do, and today is one of those days. There's no clear inspiration, so when that happens, I just go into like my project folder, like what I have right now, and you see I have a bunch of songs already started. This one, the first one, is almost pretty much done. I just have to tweak the mix. This one, it's advanced. I'm not even sure if it's going to make the cut in the end, because I'm not going to choose everything. In the end, I'm going to have a bunch of songs and I'm going to make some specific choices on what to put, because I want the album to be about 40-45 minutes in length. This one's really interesting. I'm doing some sort of cool like counterpoint harmony vocals on it. See, it's well advanced. And the vocals right now are not like it's scratch vocals. There's no lyrics yet, so I'm just singing whatever just to map out the harmonies and the melody. Up again, you're thinking too much again. Close on your doors and it all again. Thinking it all again. Thinking it all again. So you see like the vocals, they're like a 3-part harmony, but they don't follow each other like exactly. They all doing their own different things. So the first one does. I don't mind what you say. So they sort of all weave into each other, and I don't quite have lyrics for this one yet, and that's going to be sort of a challenge because the lyrics can't sound too cacophonous since they're all singing all over each other. So maybe it's going to be they're singing the same thing but not exactly at the same time, sort of what I'm doing here on the scratch track. after that, but that part's pretty mapped out, and that's gonna be cool and challenging, but I guess that I'm not up for that today. It's a bit too daunting. This is another one. This one's almost done. Essentially, the only thing that's left to do is sing the vocals, but there's no lyrics yet, so that's pretty daunting. I'm not sure if I'm up for lyrics. This one, everything's done except for the vocals, and the lyrics are all written, and I know exactly what I'm gonna do for the vocals, except it's a difficult vocal to sing, and I gotta be in the right mood for that. Some of them are just at the demo stage where I'm trying out some old songs. This one is the subject of my first vlog number 1. Like, we had like a version in A and a version in G, and I was wondering like which one I should do. But like, looking at all this, like this one like struck me as interesting. It's a song I wrote in 2010. Lyrics and everything's pretty much done. I even have like an arrangement, although I was never quite satisfied with it. So this is what it sounded like in 2010. Pretty complete, like acoustic guitar doing a cool thing. There's like a programmed drum beat, and right now I'm not about the click tracks, and I think I could do better with the acoustic guitars, but there's some cool stuff in the arrangements that I would just pick at, especially like at the end here. I think it's a Mellotron with some kind of effect on it, and I'm not quite sure what it is, so I'm gonna have to sort of piece back those different arrangement parts, and I did do a little demo here that's interesting. Let me just load it up. So now I have the project, and this is sort of what I pieced up. I have like a low acoustic guitar. Mostly power chords, like just fifths and roots. Sometimes inverted, but there's a high acoustic guitar. Sort of fleshes out like the whole thing with like all the high notes. So the interesting part here is I'm playing like B minor chord, but the low guitars are playing a G chord. So it gives a really, really nice, like, enveloping feel, sort of a G major 7 or a B minor with an added flat 6. Anyways, it's really cool chord. I love it so much. And since I had like a program drum in the first one, now I sort of made up an actual floor tom and snare groove to fit with it. did like a bass part that's a bit more like involved in the original demo, which is like doot, doot. Now I'm doing something a bit more groovy. Sort of goes on. So I mean, this is just like a scratch track. I was like mapping out some stuff and I wanted to figure out what I was doing with that mellotron and the filters. So I can open up like the old project from 2010, which should be recent. So let's open it up and see. I see I had to switch to 44K. So many plugins that I don't have anymore. Most of it is it's a bit loud. Okay, let's remove. There's like a limiter and everything there. Let's remove those. Okay, so now we're should be more. So you even have a scratch vocal on there, and there's a nice like ooh harmony, like a vocal there. But let's look at the end, see if I have that thing going on. See, yeah, the mellotron is here. Oh, okay, so so rotary speaker and tonic, and these things, I'm guessing, don't exist anymore. No, what is tonic? I'm gonna try to look it up. Okay, so it's a Nuendo plugin. That's not it at all. Oh yeah, that thing. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't exist in the newer Cubase, so I'm gonna have to figure it out. Let's go. Yeah, the other stuff is there. I mean, the high acoustic guitar here. I'll see it has. It's a pretty cool part, and I think there's a delay here, so I don't know. I have to figure out also like the length of the delay. So we're gonna have to go through some archaeology for this project. As in, we have to go back to Nuendo, and I have a Windows XP PC especially for that. So I'm gonna just go turn it on, and I'm gonna remote desktop into it and open the project in Nuendo and see what's going on. I might already have the project directly on the computer, since at some point I did like an export of all my old project into WAV files with the limiters and everything removed so that I could master them later. So let's try to connect. Oh, that sound takes me back. Okay. Oh, good old Windows XP. I'm curious what kind of processor is in here. Where's the thing? Oh yeah, you have to right click on my computer and do properties. Core processor 36 plus Athlon X2 dual. No idea what that is anymore, but it runs Windows XP. Okay, so on my projects, oh yeah, there it is. All right, let's open it. See, there's a bunch. Let's open the latest one in Nuendo. So bright, everything's so bright. Like Windows 11 is so dark compared. If you go back, this is like Cubase 14. Like everything's dark theme now. Okay. Let's see if I have all like the plugins necessary to run this project. Ooh. Could not find. Okay, let's try to find it. Oh, okay, there it is. Why couldn't it find it? Yeah. Use the path. Okay, so the inputs are not there. That's fine. That's normal. Everything else seems to be there. Ah, yeah, everything's bypassed. Because I used to have to do that because it would break if I didn't bypass them after I saved. Ah, the good old days. Okay, this is the same keys. Do I have like mastering stuff? Okay, let's remove like this limiter here so it doesn't take our head off when we press play. Okay. Okay, so I mean it's all there except like the high vocal was done by a synth. So we have our low guitars. Because I'm gonna have to like peek through everything to make sure like I'm taking everything that I can from this version. What's this here? Perk. Don't know what I was doing there. Oh, constructing the files. There's a bunch of, what is this? Huh. No, doesn't want to play. Okay, let's just unmute them. Okay, so I had the idea of the ooh back then. Probably not did it properly yet. Okay, so the thing that interests us is that mellotron. I'll just see as a comparison the bass, like I had something more groovy. Now it's be pretty straightforward. Okay, there's the mellotron. Does it do what we want? Aha, there you go. Okay, so what's going on here? So the rotary speaker is doing this. So it's taking off a lot of edge. Okay, and the tonic, okay, this is it. Okay, so it sounds like a tremolo almost, like with a really square, like, cut off. Although it's a filter. All right, so I'm gonna go ask ChatGPT to see what it says would be the best replacement for this old plugin here. All right, what would be the best replacement for this old plugin that no longer exists and cannot be used in Cubase 14? All right, so it says Sound Toys Filter Freak 1 or 2, Xfer LFO tool, so LFO filters. And it's okay, so it seems to know that, okay, I have the Sound Toys, so let's try those. Okay. So let's mute the guitars. Okay, this is our Mellotron, so we don't have tonic anymore, so let's remove it. We don't have rotary anymore. So let's try and match it with Filter Freak 1 or 2. Let's go with 2. Okay. It doesn't seem to do something. Oh, it's set the filter to low pass 1, 2, choose step or rhythm mode. Okay. It's in low pass, okay, rhythm mode. Rhythm mode, okay. Sounded more like a square, so sine, no, square. Okay, it was much faster than that. Or even faster, I think it was, might be 1/16. Ah, yeah. What's this going on? Like, this seems to be too much reverb. Okay, let's turn off the reverb for now. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Okay, I think that's pretty close to it. I mean, without even the rotary thing, because this one's taking off an edge already since we have a frequency thing. Okay, so let's go back in Nuendo and see. Okay, so here is the Nuendo track. It's even darker here. I see the rotary is taking off more edge. So let's go and take off more edge. Oh, I'm pretty satisfied with this, so this is what I'm going to use. So the Filter Freak and definitely this is a tempo of 140, so I guess I might have to use a click just for that ending bit, and well, might as well use these original tracks. They sound pretty good. I mean, this is cool. So this is just an EQ and a delay. So let's go look at that delay, what's going on here. Archeology. Okay. So those acoustic guitars have a delay. Well, the old, good old mod delay. I wish they still had it in Cubase. It sounded so good. Okay, so it's just a normal delay, 74 feedback, 50% of the modulation, and delay time 120. It's just a high pass here. Okay, so a delay of 120, so let's go do that. Here. So the closest thing to mod delay I've found is H delay. What is it? Delay. H delay, but maybe we'll use the Galaxy Tape Echo. Maybe it's going to be nice. Let's try that. So 120. Oh, there we go. 120. More feedback. The feedback was like 74, so guess here. Too much. Okay, let's try with the other delay that has some modulation in it. H delay. Ah, there it is. So milliseconds, 120. Feedback was 74. Modulation, let's put some, and let's not make it super wet. How wet was it inside Nuendo? 32%. All right. All right, let's see what that gives. Let's remove this. I don't like the analog thing. I was playing both at the same time. Okay, so. the other. So I'm going to just save this as... So yeah, I already did some stuff in 2021, non-linear, now in 2025. Just going to save it. So we got that filter here on the Mellotron, and the piano, what is it doing? Right, well, so there it is. I mean, I might have to go with a click track for that, since like that filter is pretty much on the grid. But for the rest of the song, I think I'm not going to use a click track, and I'm going to go like full organic, starting with the acoustic guitar to give the groove. After that, I'm going to do some drums to fit the groove of the acoustic guitar, and then some bass. And after that, since I'm going to cut off at the end, and at the end what I'm going to do is just like do those, put a click track, play that piano part, and then layer the other stuff on top, like the Mellotron and the other guitar with the delay. That's going to be my strategy. And I already have all the lyrics for that song. It's called Pour 30 secondes. It's essentially about how life feels sometimes, where like you're right here right now for 30 seconds. I'm eating toast, and I'm like 12 years old, and I'm like wanting to play my Sega games, and then it feels like in a snap of a finger I'm 18 and I'm in university, and then with a snap of a finger like I'm 30 years old in a loft making music. And it feels like it's a bunch of clips like that. And that's the inspiration of the song. So there's a bunch of, the lyrics follow like a bunch of live clips, like for 30 seconds I'm here, for 30 seconds I'm here. And it's pretty cool song. And I don't know why I never really finished it. I found it maybe too daunting, and I sort of put it on a shelf and never quite satisfied with it. And right now I think I'm pretty excited at completing it. There's a bunch of those songs that I never quite did justice to back in the day. And I mean, I'm always excited by the newest and most fun, like newest riffs, but I often go like back and dig back into my old stuff to see what has not come to fruition yet, because there's always some gold nuggets there to actually finish. So I'm going to go piece by piece. So the low guitar, acoustic guitar here, is playing single notes actually. They're all playing single notes that make up a chord. So together it gives. And the high guitar here is not actually tripled. It's just one center mic and two mics. It's just one guitar with three mics, essentially like a central mic and two room mics, pan and stereo. So altogether it gives this. So I'm going to follow a bit that pattern. Like I'm going to play the same parts, except instead of having just one of each of these single lines here, I'm going to double them up with my Gibson and my Taylor, pan them left and right. So I'm going to have 3 versions. And here I might play some octaves instead of just a single note. And as far as like the guitars that play like the chords here, the high guitar, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to record 2 versions, pan them left and right. So it's going to give like a bigger thing. Let's try that. So I'm actually going to use like the KU5A, my ribbon mic. So I'm going to plug it in. And I'm going to not use these outboard things, but I'm going to use the Unison here, the V76 preamp. Sounds really good, a bit vintage, doesn't color the sound too much, and there's no like EQ or anything, so we're just going to do that afterwards in the box. So that's pretty much it. I just have to do mic. All right, let's try and record those acoustic guitars. Since I recorded all the first 6 acoustic guitar tracks with this AEA KU5A ribbon mic, I'm going to switch up for the high acoustic guitars to this Warm Audio WA19. It's a copy of the AKG D19 that was used a lot in Abbey Road with the Beatles. It's a really cool dynamic mic that's a bit brighter than a 57, but it's still not as bright and as zingy as a condenser mic. So this is what I'm going to use with my actual hardware strip and Stam Audio Pultec EQ for the 2 high acoustic guitars. Let's do it. All right, so all the guitars are done. I'm gonna go mix a little bit and then we'll listen to everything together. So that's it for now. I want to go on with this song, probably with the drums next. Boom, 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 back. I'm going to do that maybe next time. We'll see, because my process is heavily non-linear. So see you next time.